I find it quite sad that people are going around defending it. It hurts. It hurts. I want to say good morning to the IGP as well this morning and remind him that Ahmed Swale is still dead. Ahmed Swale is still dead. He was under witness protection. And witness protection, for those of you who know the nuances, it is the police that will provide the protection for the witness. When he was shot, 3 IGPs have since come and gone. IGP Dampare now, IGP Opon Bueno, and IGP Apitu 3. Ahmed Swale remains dead. And I made a suggestion to the police that just last 2 weeks, or last week I should say, the Baumia and Kennedy Japan campaign teams, they were trading allegations as to how this man died. And I'm inviting the police and encouraging them to do their work. I won't stop putting Ahmed Swale's picture there until the police wakes up to do their work. Because again, I'll say, if I say, for example, that, oh, Deca, I know that you killed so and so, they would call me and call Deca. The same Ghana police. So we want the Ghana police to be up and doing. I will not stop talking about this until they fix it. Because it affects our World Press Freedom Index, view. It affects our democracy. It affects freedom of speech. It affects independence of the press. It affects the abuse of power. So people must be invited. From the person who put his picture up to the people who are now pointing accusing fingers at each other, they must be invited by the police. Let it not be said that the gentleman was just killed and that's it. The Muslim community is quiet. The Zongo community is quiet. It's one of your own. Start asking the right questions. Now, I learned also with a bit of pain that one of the young ladies who went to the Occupy Julobi House demonstration and was out there talking about the cost of dialysis and how somebody who was under 30, I think a 24-year-old man had died. Well, yesterday, I saw and watched with pain how she said 48 hours after she went out to demonstrate, her employers called her and sacked her. 48 hours. They called her and sacked her. So the question that came into my mind was that, is Ghana under some kind of siege or something? That you live in a civilized society, trying to mimic the best democracy in the world, the US democracy. People go and demonstrate. We even have our key state actors go and say, oh, Black Lives Matter and all of that. We even do a vigil here. We hold a vigil here for them. Even though when our own people fall into trouble, like what's happening in the Volta region now, we don't give a hoot about it. And people go for demonstration. And persons within the private sector, well, she says she will not want to connect it, but it's quite strange. You go for demonstration, 48 hours later, you are sacked from work. People are now being shut down for expressing themselves. And what she was talking about was a genuine concern. It was just around that same time that I kept putting up the receipts to say that what the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital was talking about, the fact that the increment in the dialysis processes was just a proposal. We are not implemented. I showed you receipts, 8 of them. They said, it affected only 6. I said 8. I showed you, and I could have showed you some more receipts. So people can't speak up again. People cannot speak up again. Is that where we are going now? People cannot speak up again. If they speak up, their media houses are either being engaged on a political level, or people are calling to say, I don't like this one, I don't like this one. And yes, I paid for you a video of Prophet Kofi Oduro. Play that video again for Prophet Kofi Oduro. Play his video for me, the latest one.
There are people who, I was shocked that a letter was written from the current government to UTV, telling UTV, take out, we don't like the entertainment, we don't like this guy on the entertainment show, we don't. You are determining to a private TV station who you like and who you don't like. No wonder Dan Kwansem has been removed on Thursday afternoon. No wonder. Somebody can sit at home and be making instructions. I don't like this guy, I don't like this guy. Nonsense. No wonder afternoon they have taken such a content and threw it away. And they replace it with movies. Movies. A woman is lying on a man. Movies. Let me tell you, the fact that you are my mother doesn't mean I can't tell you truth. Yeah, I don't care who you are. The fact that you are my wife doesn't mean I cannot look you in your eye and tell you truth. Please. You want to take us off completely? Take it off. But the truth will be spoken.
So for thank you. The truth is one. And you know, Nana Addo campaigned on the altar of hope, on the altar of taking away fear, on the altar of reassuring the people, on the altar of providing jobs in excess, on the altar of making people's lives much more comfortable, and on the altar of allowing people to express themselves freely. He says he loves a boisterous media. He would prefer that than a silent praise-singing media. So what changed? Has the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, taking time off his busy schedules to speak about what happened at UTV? Yesterday, I told you that he led Dr. Reku Brobe. He represented him in court over the Radio Eye issues. I read Article 162 to you, guaranteeing the rights and freedom of the press. People within his party have invaded the media house. Anytime you talk about Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the media, they say, oh, he helped to repeal the criminal libel law. In fact, the credit is not even given to Gentle Jack J. Kufuor. It's given to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. But when the occasion came, and he had to rise to the occasion, when something was said about his wife, the First Lady, state institution, national security, picked up the radio presenter in the dead of the night, and they used the courts to deal with the person as if he had committed a crime. That was a civil matter. The president said nothing about it. So when you look at, oh, he repealed the criminal libel law, and then they use under him as president, where he can pick up the phone and call everybody, say, stop this nonsense. He has said nothing about it because he is now not the one under pressure. He is the one in power, enjoying power. Has he picked up the phone? Has he said anything that, look, and then this next year in May, when the press freedom index comes and we drop further, they will say, oh, then there's nothing untoward. I'll give you a plethora. You see the way I put the videos together? I'll put all the videos together. Because if we sit and watch, things will rot. It may not affect us, it may affect the next generation. It will affect the next generation. Put up the Haji Halima Mahama screenshot for me. The Attorney General says that Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng was unable to provide the right evidence to support his claims that persons within the office of the Chief of Staff, MPs, party executive, etc., were participating in the raping of the state in the name of Galamsey. This is a story from September 10, 2018, published at 12:10. Zadok, KJC, published that. The minister who was in charge of lands and natural resources was Hajia Halima Mahama. She has since been made an ambassador. She called all the MMDCEs into a room and she said, some metropolitan, municipal, and chief district executives are said to be engaging in illegal mining, popularly referred to as Galamsey. The Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Haji Halima Mahama, who disclosed this, said the government would soon name and sack all such MMDCs. Haja is a lawyer, serving under another lawyer. Lawyers know the weight of words. And lawyers know that your words convict you faster than any other thing. She is aware. So when she comes to say this, after putting all the MMDCs in a room, it means that she has evidence. That's why I told you that when the president said, oh, if you say somebody is engaged in Galamsey, bring evidence. I say, Mr. President, the evidence is in your cabinet. The woman who says she has evidence is right sitting in front of you in your cabinet. September 28, did we bother to ask Haji Halima Mahama where the evidence she adduced to, where it was? Many months and many years down the line, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 5 years on. We say that Professor Frimpong Boateng failed to provide evidence, but he added pictures of the degradation of the land. Then you rely on pen drives. You don't go onto the ground where he said it. Because if trees have just been even planted there are forensic experts who can tell you that this tree is 3 months old. This tree is a year old. So at the time when the good prof mentioned it, people maybe had started planting or replanting or whatever it is. You didn't go onto the ground. You say he didn't support it with evidence. You see how we pretend to be fighting crime in this country, but we don't fight it. The Attorney General should contact Madam Halima Mahama and ask Madam Halima Mahama the evidence that she had in 2018, because crime does not expire. Where is that evidence? And I decided to quote the Daily Graphic because that's the government's newspaper, the state-owned press, so that you don't say, oh, these reports are skewed. Are we really concerned about fighting Galamsey? Children are being born without limbs. Children are being born without certain organs forming well. The pathologist in Kumasi told us. And we are here, we say, oh, there's no evidence. So we are clearing the people to do wrong. We are clearing people to do wrong. In the year when we told everybody in this country that we had banned all forms of mining. So people who were doing genuine mining, who had gone to the banks for facility to go and buy excavators, etc., blah, 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 blah. We stopped all of them from doing any kind of mining. Yet, within that same year, we were busy renewing licenses for our party people to go and dig. When you finish, you come and tell me that you care about me. Which part of your action shows that you care about me? Which part of your attitude and your conduct shows that you care about me? You don't care about me. You don't care about me. You just treat me anyhow. You go around town and you see the water that people are drinking. We started the Galamsey fight. We, the press, we started it. On our own. Nobody held a gun to our head. Nobody tied our hands. Nobody threatened. We started it on our own. We were doing our thing, championing it every morning. I was on TV3 New Day. I was championing it. I remember. Daily Graphic will put something on the front page. The Daily Heritage will put, everybody in the media was doing something to call out the Galamseyers who were raping the state. Then government says, oh, abansi mi de me hwa jimu. And the prof said, I wrote this report for the attention of the president through the chief of staff. If the report had not leaked, would we have even known about it? Would the Attorney General have been interested in it? He said some of the ministers abandoned the committee because they were also neck deep in the crime. It's a serious matter. Operation Vanguard, Operation Galamstop, Operation this, Operation that. We spend money. We go and bring people's fathers who are soldiers, policemen, immigration. We go and put them together in the bush. Soldiers have been caught involved in the Galamsey riots. National security people have been caught involved in the So when you read all those things and then you have your Attorney General who is supposed to be helping you to fight crime come to tell you that they couldn't find the evidence. But the evidence is right before you. Mr. Attorney General, can't you see the brown water? Mr. Attorney General, are you not listening to the reports? Mr. Attorney General, did you not hear the Al Jazeera Gold Mafia story where we wrote the president, with the president, the letter is not supposed to be in the public domain, but the response that Al Jazeera wrote to you, we are still waiting for you, the gold mafia. Do you really care about the people? Or is just the prestige of power and the position of power and how it benefits you that is important? Please come again with, I don't have evidence. He didn't support them. If the man says, everything you wanted, I put them there. It is for you to go for further and better particulars. Get off that air-conditioned office and go into the bush where Galamsey is happening. Then you see for yourself that there's evidence. Connect them. I've told you, finally, every excavator that is brought into this country is ordered through the port. It has a name on it. There's a clearing agent. If you are really serious about fighting Galamsey, you will trace those who imported it, you will trace the clearing agents, you will trace the owners, and you will find those who are perpetrating crime on the state. Stop the lazy work. Get up and go and work. We have 10 minutes after this. Call into the show. 055-924-2717.
Water is life. Water gives life. Water moves through nature in a never-ending cycle. Observe the beauty of water as it flows all around us, refreshing and restoring. Gaze in wonder at the stillness and beauty of nature. There's harmony in nature everywhere around. Water revitalizes the body and keeps you going strong. Water is life. Water gives life. We purify drinking water. One for life. So relax and unwind, and in the calmness of nature, find the rest you desire. For every bottle of Awake you buy, an amount donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is said.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going